It began with a private conversation that was never meant to leave palace walls. According to reports, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, requested a discreet audience with Queen Camilla during a period when tensions inside the royal household were already running high. What was expected to be a routine discussion allegedly became something far more explosive. Palace whispers claim Sophie arrived carrying a deeply personal message connected to Queen Elizabeth II, one concerning Catherine's future role within the monarchy. By the time the meeting ended, insiders suggest the atmosphere had changed completely. What followed would ignite speculation about legacy, succession, and a vision for the crown that may have been carefully preserved for years. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. At first, very little attention was paid to reports of the meeting. Private conversations between senior royals occur regularly, and most never attract public notice. Yet according to palace insiders, this discussion felt different from the beginning. Courtiers reportedly became unusually cautious when questions about the encounter surfaced. Rumors spread that the conversation had touched upon matters extending far beyond daily royal affairs. The name mentioned most often in those whispers was not Camilla, nor Sophie. It was Catherine, Princess of Wales, and that detail alone was enough to trigger intense speculation throughout royal circles. According to various interpretations of the events, Sophie's reported message was allegedly connected to guidance Queen Elizabeth II may have shared before her passing. Whether written, verbal, or conveyed through trusted confidants remains a matter of speculation. What captivated observers was the suggestion that the late Queen's thoughts regarding Catherine still carried influence years later. Elizabeth's reputation for careful planning was legendary. Throughout her reign, she was known for considering not merely immediate circumstances, but the long-term future of the institution. Because of that reputation, any suggestion that she had offered views regarding Catherine's future role immediately attracted extraordinary attention. As rumours intensified, royal commentators began examining why Catherine might have been central to such a discussion. Over the years, her position within the monarchy has evolved dramatically. What began as the journey of a young woman marrying into one of the world's most scrutinized families gradually transformed into a role carrying immense responsibility. Catherine became increasingly associated with stability, discipline, and continuity qualities many observers believe are essential to the monarchy's future. For supporters of the theory, the alleged message was not about personal preference, it was about preparation. That possibility sparked fascination among courtiers and commentators alike. If Queen Elizabeth had indeed expressed confidence in Catherine's future importance, many wondered what exactly she saw. Was it Catherine's commitment to duty? Her ability to navigate public pressure? Or her growing role alongside Prince William as the monarchy prepares for its next chapter? Different interpretations emerged, each fueling further debate. Yet despite their differences, they all pointed toward the same conclusion. The reported message appeared to concern something larger than any individual royal. It appeared to concern the future direction of the crown itself. Meanwhile, attention increasingly shifted toward Queen Camilla's reported role in the conversation. Observers questioned what impact such a message might have had if it were genuinely delivered. Some believed it simply reinforced existing expectations regarding Catherine's future position. Others argued it carried deeper symbolic significance, particularly because it was allegedly connected to Queen Elizabeth's legacy. Regardless of which interpretation proved closest to reality, the story continued gaining momentum. Soon, what began as whispers surrounding a private discussion evolved into a wider conversation about succession, trust, and continuity. The meeting itself became secondary to the questions it raised. Why would Queen Elizabeth's guidance still resonate so strongly years later? What did it reveal about her vision for the monarchy's future? And why did so many insiders reportedly view Catherine as central to that vision? As speculation continued to spread, one thing became increasingly clear. The reported message was significant not only because of what it allegedly said, but because of who was believed to have inspired it. But the message itself was only part of the story. The real mystery centered on why Queen Elizabeth's reported guidance still carried such extraordinary influence years later. Long after her passing, Queen Elizabeth II continues to shape conversations inside royal circles. Those familiar with her reign often describe her as a monarch who thought decades ahead, carefully preparing for challenges she might never personally witness. That reputation is precisely why reports of a private message linked to her generated such fascination. If such guidance existed, many believed it could reveal how she envisioned the monarchy evolving after her reign. Queen Elizabeth's legacy has always extended beyond public ceremonies, historic speeches, or constitutional milestones. Throughout her 70-year reign, she became known for something less visible but equally significant: her remarkable ability to think in generations rather than years. Those who worked around her often described a monarch who rarely focused solely on present circumstances. Instead, she was said to examine how decisions made today might affect the institution decades into the future. That approach helped shape the monarchy through periods of extraordinary change, allowing it to adapt while preserving the traditions that defined its identity. It is precisely this reputation that gave such weight to reports surrounding Sophie's alleged message. According to palace commentators, the fascination did not stem merely from what may have been said. It stemmed from who was believed to have inspired it. Queen Elizabeth's guidance, whether formal or informal, has long been viewed as carrying unique significance. Even after her passing, interpretations of her intentions continue influencing discussions about succession, continuity, and the future direction of the crown. For many observers, the suggestion that she may have expressed thoughts regarding Catherine's future immediately transformed the story into something far larger than a private conversation. History offers numerous examples of how royal guidance can shape events long after it is first given. Monarchies are institutions built upon continuity, and continuity often depends upon careful preparation. Throughout the years, Queen Elizabeth became associated with precisely that philosophy. She understood that leadership transitions are rarely sudden. They are often the result of years of gradual preparation, trust-building, and responsibility. Because of this, reports suggesting she viewed Catherine as an important figure in the monarchy's future felt plausible to many royal watchers, regardless of whether specific details could ever be confirmed. As these reports circulated, increasing attention focused on Catherine herself. Over time, her role within the royal family has expanded significantly. What began as the story of a young woman entering one of the world's most scrutinized institutions gradually evolved into something much larger. Catherine became associated with stability during uncertain moments, consistency amid changing circumstances, and a quiet commitment to duty that many commentators believe resonates strongly with the values Queen Elizabeth championed throughout her reign. That connection fueled speculation that Catherine may have occupied a special place within the late Queen's long-term vision. According to various interpretations, the alleged message reportedly reflected not a discussion about titles or ceremonial privileges, but about stewardship. Royal traditions have always emphasized preparation, responsibility, and continuity. The individuals entrusted with the institution's future are often evaluated not solely by their popularity, but by their ability to preserve its enduring purpose. For many observers, Catherine increasingly appeared to embody those qualities. Public fascination with Elizabeth's legacy only intensified these discussions. Years after her passing, her influence remains deeply woven into the monarchy's identity. Every suggestion of guidance, every rumor of long-term planning, and every perceived connection to her vision generates immediate interest. In this case, the reported message became symbolic of something larger than any single royal figure. It became symbolic of a monarchy still shaped by the priorities and principles of the woman who guided it for 7 decades. As the debate expanded, the focus shifted away from speculation and toward a more intriguing question. If Queen Elizabeth truly envisioned a specific future for the monarchy, what role did Catherine occupy within that vision? And if Sophie had indeed conveyed a message connected to those intentions, What exactly had been revealed during that private conversation? And as attention turned toward Elizabeth's intentions, many began asking what exactly Sophie had reportedly revealed behind closed doors. At first, many dismissed the rumors as another example of palace mythology. But as competing accounts began circulating, a more intriguing picture emerged. Reports suggest the message allegedly delivered by Sophie was not focused on titles, ceremonies, or public appearances. Instead, it reportedly concerned Catherine's future importance to the monarchy itself, a distinction that transformed a private conversation into a matter of enormous significance. What made the story so compelling was the nature of the alleged message itself. According to palace whispers, Sophie was not reportedly discussing protocol, precedence, or ceremonial duties. The conversation was said to revolve around something far more consequential: Queen Elizabeth's perspective on Catherine's long-term role within the institution. If those reports were accurate, then the discussion immediately moved beyond routine royal affairs and into the realm of succession planning, legacy, and the future direction of the crown. Suddenly, a private meeting became the center of intense speculation throughout royal circles. As details continued to emerge, commentators began debating what such a message could actually mean. Some interpreted it as evidence that Queen Elizabeth viewed Catherine as one of the monarchy's most important future figures. Others argued that any guidance from the late Queen would likely have focused on continuity rather than individuals. Yet despite these differing interpretations, one theme appeared repeatedly. The alleged message was reportedly less concerned with privilege and more concerned with responsibility. That distinction gave the story a level of significance that few expected when the first rumors surfaced. Questions quickly emerged regarding Catherine's future responsibilities. Over the years, she has steadily assumed a more prominent role within the royal family, becoming one of its most visible and closely watched members. Her public image has increasingly become associated with stability, discipline, and dedication to duty. Because of that reputation, many observers found themselves wondering whether the reported message reflected confidence in her ability to help guide the institution through future challenges. Whether true or not, the speculation intensified with every passing day. Inside palace circles, reports suggest courtiers interpreted the alleged discussion in dramatically different ways. Some reportedly viewed it as a reaffirmation of Catherine's growing importance within the royal structure. Others saw it as another example of how Queen Elizabeth's legacy continues to influence conversations long after her passing. Regardless of the interpretation, few appeared willing to dismiss the story entirely. The mere possibility that Sophie had conveyed thoughts linked to the late Queen was enough to ensure that interest remained extraordinarily high. Soon, the conversation expanded beyond the meeting itself. Royal commentators began connecting the alleged message to broader questions about long-term succession planning. Monarchies are institutions built on preparation, and preparation often begins years before the public recognizes it. In that context, the reported discussion took on an entirely different meaning. It was no longer simply about Catherine. It became part of a larger conversation about how future leaders are identified, prepared, and entrusted with safeguarding the crown's identity across generations. Public fascination intensified as those theories spread. Across media outlets and royal commentary platforms, observers analysed every rumoured detail. Some viewed the story as proof that Catherine had become central to the monarchy's future vision. Others argued that the real significance lay in what it revealed about Queen Elizabeth's enduring influence. Either way, attention continued to grow because the story touched on one of the most enduring mysteries in royal life. How much of the future is quietly planned long before the public becomes aware of it? As speculation reached new heights, one reality became increasingly difficult to ignore. If Sophie had indeed conveyed a message connected to Queen Elizabeth's hopes for the monarchy, then the implications extended far beyond a single meeting. The discussion was no longer about a private conversation between two senior royals. It was about the future itself. But if the message truly concerned Catherine's future, then its implications extended far beyond a single conversation. Those who follow the monarchy closely often speak of invisible transitions moments when future leaders quietly move closer to the center of the institution. According to reports, the alleged message highlighted precisely such a transition. Catherine, once viewed primarily as the wife of the heir, was increasingly being discussed as a defining figure in the monarchy's next era. What made the reported message so significant was not merely the suggestion that Queen Elizabeth may have spoken positively about Catherine. It was the possibility that the late Queen allegedly viewed her as an essential part of the monarchy's future, long before the public fully recognized the extent of her importance. Over the years, Catherine's journey within the royal family has been marked by patience, discipline, and a steady willingness to accept increasing responsibility. Unlike dramatic moments that dominate headlines, her rise was gradual. Yet that gradual rise may have been precisely what made it so powerful. When Catherine first entered royal life, public attention often focused on her role as Prince William's partner. Expectations were enormous, scrutiny was relentless, and comparisons to previous royal figures emerged almost immediately. Yet despite those pressures, she developed a reputation for consistency rather than controversy. While others generated headlines through conflict, Catherine increasingly became associated with stability. That reputation grew year after year, strengthening her position not only within public opinion, but also, according to reports, within the institution itself. Many royal observers began drawing comparisons between Catherine and Queen Elizabeth's approach to service. The similarities discussed were rarely about personality. Instead, they centered on qualities such as dedication, restraint, and a clear understanding that royal duty often requires placing the institution above personal preference. Throughout her reign, Queen Elizabeth became a symbol of continuity during periods of enormous change. Commentators increasingly suggested that Catherine possessed many of the same qualities needed to guide the monarchy through future challenges. According to palace insiders, the alleged message reportedly reinforced this perception. Rather than focusing on ceremonial status or public recognition, it was said to emphasize trust. Within royal traditions, trust carries extraordinary significance. Titles can be granted, honors can be bestowed, but trust is earned over time through reliability, commitment, and the ability to protect the institution's long-term interests. For that reason, reports suggesting confidence in Catherine's future role immediately attracted widespread attention. As speculation intensified, the story gradually evolved into something larger than a discussion about one individual. It became a conversation about continuity itself. Catherine increasingly came to symbolize the bridge between the monarchy's past and its future. Her growing responsibilities, expanding public role, and close partnership with Prince William led many observers to view her as one of the defining figures of the next royal era. Whether or not the alleged message existed exactly as described, the reaction to it revealed how deeply this perception had already taken hold. Public admiration also played a significant role in shaping these discussions. Across years of royal service, Catherine cultivated an image built around duty, professionalism, and resilience. Supporters argued that these qualities made her uniquely suited to future leadership. Critics occasionally questioned the intensity of the praise she received, but even they acknowledged her growing influence within the institution. As a result, reports linking her to Queen Elizabeth's long-term vision felt increasingly plausible to many royal watchers. The alleged message therefore became symbolic of preparation rather than prediction. It reflected the idea that future queens are not created overnight. They are shaped through years of experience, responsibility, and public service. In that sense, Catherine's journey appeared to many observers as part of a much larger process that had been unfolding quietly for years. Yet every indication of one royal's growing influence inevitably raises questions about how others fit into the evolving picture. As reports about the meeting spread, attention inevitably shifted toward Queen Camilla. Whether the message was accurately described or not, commentators began debating what it might mean for her position within the broader narrative of royal legacy. Suddenly, the discussion was no longer just about Catherine's future, It was about how different figures would be remembered within the monarchy's unfolding story. Yet by this stage, the story had moved far beyond one conversation and one reported message. According to royal observers, the controversy ultimately reflected a larger question: how does a monarchy prepare its future while preserving the values that sustained it in the past? The speculation surrounding Camilla quickly became intertwined with wider discussions about influence, continuity, and royal legacy. Some commentators viewed the alleged message as a reaffirmation of Catherine's growing importance within the institution. Others focused on what it might suggest about the monarchy's evolving priorities. Regardless of interpretation, the controversy revealed how closely the public associates individual royal figures with larger questions about the crown's future. What began as a reported private conversation had evolved into a debate about how history itself might remember the key players of a changing royal era. As competing narratives emerged, trust increasingly became the central theme. According to palace observers, the alleged message appeared to emphasize responsibility and stewardship rather than rank or status. That distinction resonated deeply because monarchies survive not through titles alone, but through continuity. The individuals entrusted with guiding the institution forward are often judged by their ability to preserve its values while adapting to new challenges. In that context, Catherine was increasingly portrayed by supporters as an embodiment of stability, preparation, and long-term continuity. At the same time, Queen Elizabeth's influence remained at the center of nearly every discussion. Years after her passing, her reputation for careful planning continues to shape public perceptions of royal events. Reports linking her name to the alleged message transformed the controversy into something larger than a disagreement over personalities. It became a reflection of how deeply her legacy remains woven into the monarchy's identity. For many observers, the real significance of the story was not what Sophie may have said, but what the conversation appeared to reveal about Elizabeth's enduring vision for the institution. Public fascination reached new heights as the debate expanded. International media outlets, royal commentators, and devoted followers of the monarchy analyzed every reported detail. Yet the further the story spread, the less it seemed to be about a single meeting. Instead, it became symbolic of broader royal transitions already underway. Questions about the future queen, the future king, and the future direction of the monarchy increasingly overshadowed speculation about the conversation itself. By this point, legacy had become the dominant focus. The discussion was no longer centered on individual reactions or palace intrigue. It was centered on preparation, continuity, and the careful transfer of responsibility from one generation to the next. As the final pieces of the story began falling into place, one conclusion appeared increasingly difficult to ignore. The monarchy's future may ultimately depend not on the controversies that capture headlines, but on the values, trust, and long-term vision passed quietly from one era to the next. And as the final pieces of the story began falling into place, one conclusion appeared increasingly difficult to ignore. Royal history repeatedly demonstrates that the most important decisions are often understood only years later. As reports surrounding Sophie's alleged message continued to circulate, many observers concluded that the real significance lay not in the meeting itself, but in what it revealed about preparation, stewardship, and the future direction of the crown. In the end, the controversy surrounding Sophie's reported message may be remembered not for the shock it created, but for the vision it appeared to reveal. Reports suggest the conversation reflected a belief that the monarchy's future depends on careful preparation, steady leadership, and unwavering commitment to duty. As public fascination intensified, attention gradually shifted away from speculation and toward a much larger question. What if the true importance of the story had never been the message itself? What if its significance rested in what it appeared to reveal about the monarchy's long-term future? For many royal observers, that possibility became increasingly difficult to ignore. The alleged conversation between Sophie and Camilla seemed to symbolize something far greater than palace intrigue. It represented the idea that royal transitions are often planned quietly, carefully, and years before the public fully understands their meaning. Throughout these discussions, Catherine emerged as the central figure in an unfolding narrative about continuity. Reports and commentary increasingly portrayed her not simply as the Princess of Wales, but as someone many believed would play a defining role in the monarchy's next chapter. Whether the alleged message existed exactly as described mattered less than what it appeared to represent. To supporters of this interpretation, it reflected confidence in Catherine's ability to carry forward values that Queen Elizabeth spent a lifetime protecting. At the heart of the story stood Queen Elizabeth's enduring legacy. Her reputation for long-term planning, patience, and institutional stewardship continues to influence how many people interpret events inside royal circles. Because of that legacy, any suggestion that she may have expressed views regarding Catherine's future immediately attracted extraordinary attention. The late Queen became the invisible presence guiding every discussion, reinforcing the perception that preparation and continuity remain central to the monarchy's survival. Sophie's reported role in conveying that guidance also became part of the story. Whether viewed as a trusted messenger or simply a participant in a widely discussed rumour, her involvement added another layer of intrigue. Meanwhile, questions surrounding Camilla remained part of the broader debate, highlighting the complexity of royal transitions and the challenges of balancing multiple roles within an evolving institution. Ultimately, legacy overshadowed controversy. The discussion ceased being about personalities and became about principles. Duty, trust, continuity. The monarchy now stands in a period of transition, preparing for a future that will inevitably be shaped by decisions made long before the public recognizes their importance. In that context, the alleged message became symbolic of a much larger truth. Royal institutions endure because each generation prepares the next, passing responsibility forward while preserving the values that define the crown. Because long after the headlines fade and the speculation ends, the true measure of any royal legacy is not the message left behind, but the future it helps shape. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.